Welcome back to the bakery. I am your host, Burn It Down Bright, a beacon of light in the dark night. I am your chief baker, and I'm back with a hot slice. So, I've said before that I'm a rideshare driver, and something that happens quite often in my rideshare driving career is that I will get asked if anybody has ever thrown up in my vehicle. The short answer is yes. That's it. That's the episode. See y'all next time. Okay, I'm joking. I'm being serious about people having thrown up in my car, though. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tell you about the first time that ever happened and the kind of like the irony behind it. So let's get started. Oh, no. Technical difficulties. Hold on, y'all. Y'all still with me? All right. So the first time this ever happened. So for background, I started my rideshare journey December 31st, 2016, which is New Year's Eve. And New Year's Eve is a very interesting night to learn the ropes of driving any rideshare, especially in a big city. But I did it. I got through it. And I was like, okay, this isn't too bad. So I continued doing this for a year. So now New Year's Eve 2017 going into 2018 comes around. And I'm thinking, all right, now what? I think, okay, I should be prepared. Like, was I prepared? How prepared was I last go round? So this time I go to CVS and I buy, what do you call it? Nausea bags, because I want to be prepared. And I end up keeping them, storing them in the back pouch of the seat. Excuse me. So I end up driving that New Year's Eve, and nothing significant happens. I don't end up using the motion sickness bags. Good for me. Yay. So fast forward to maybe February. Wait a minute. Hold on. Yeah. So now we're in 2018. We're in the beginning of 2018. And I think it might have been about February. So keep in mind, I would ride with these bags in the car, and they were visible. People would see them. Sometimes people would be in the backseat and say, hey, are these barf bags? And I'd say, yeah, and we'd have a little laugh. Is anybody throwing up? No, not yet, fortunately. Ha, 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 ha. Okay. Also, up to this point, I had a routine. When I pulled up to a destination, I would turn on my dome light as soon as I got there, because I'm usually driving at night. I turn on the dome light, put the car in park, put on the hazards, and then wait. So with the dome light on, people can see me as they're approaching, especially women. I've said that before. I want people to be comfortable. They can see me as they're approaching. They can look at their app, look at the name, look at the picture, and kind of verify that that's me. Then they come to the car and they open the door. And about the same time this is happening, they're asking if it's me. I'm asking if it's them. And they get in the car. So the next thing, so we'll just say the passenger's name is Jane Doe. So they'll get in the car and say, Jane Doe? Yeah, I'm Jane Doe. Okay, are you going to 123 Main Street? Yeah, that's where I'm going. All right, fine. How does the AC feel? Usually if they want it warmer, they'll say so. If they want it cooler, they'll say so. If they think it's just fine, they'll say it's just fine. All right, excellent. And then the next thing that I would do back then would be I would hand them my tablet, because I have Spotify, Bluetooth connected to the vehicle. And so I'd say, hey, you're the DJ. I would hand them the thing and say, you're the DJ. And then I would take off. That was my routine. So I'm driving one night. It's a Friday, and it's only about 10 or 10:30, closer to 10:30. So let's just say it's in the vicinity of 10:15 or 10:20, something like that. And I'm in an area called Montrose in Houston. So I come in, I pick these two women up. One sits in the front seat, one sits in the back seat. Keep in mind, this is before COVID. So the one who sits in the back seat is already noticeably under the influence, but not obviously drunk. Tipsy is what I'm assuming. So she shows that she's a little tipsy or whatever, because even when she gets in the back seat, she kind of kicks her leg up and over onto the seat, like, she's getting comfortable. I'm not going to make a big deal out of that. Okay, fine. So I go through the whole thing. Jane Doe? Yeah. Y'all are going to 123 Main? Yeah. All right, how does the AC feel? Oh, the AC feels great. Okay, cool. Now, because she's already in a more festive mood, the one who's in the back seat, I turn around and I hand her the tablet. Hey, you're the DJ. Cool. So far, so good. This trip is 4 minutes, 6 minutes. It's a pretty short trip. We're basically going around the corner. Because I want to say we ended up Montrose and West Gray for people who were from Houston. I forget where the pickup was, but it was a pretty short trip is the point. So no, I'm lying. I just lied. Forget it. That's not where I ended up. Anyway, I picked these people up and I drive them around the corner. During the course of the trip, like I said, I handed her the tablet, so she went and picked the song out and she played the song and enjoyed the song and everything. And then after that song was over, she got kind of quiet. She ended up leaning forward and handing the tablet to the person who's sitting in the passenger seat. So I figure, okay, well, whatever excitement she had going on is worn off, so she's not as hyped up anymore. No big deal. I've already seen this sort of thing before. Her buzz is wearing off, I'm guessing. So we get to their stop, and they both get out. The one in the passenger seat gets out first. The one in the back seat gets out second. And I have my dome light on when they're getting out. And I turn it off right about the time the first one closes the door. Second closes the door, and she slams it. That gets my attention. Slams the door, so I turn around and look. What did she do that for? In turning around, I realized that the back passenger side window was lowered some. Now, why was that passenger side rear door window lowered? I don't know. That's odd. Oh well, no big deal. I got control of all four windows on my side, so I roll that window back up. I've already gotten another request. I have to go around the corner. This is where I end up at West Grand Montrose. Anyway, I go around the corner, and I go to pick these guys up. I don't remember the guy's name, doesn't matter. Pull up, and I park, as usual. Put the hazards on, turn the dome light on. And I wait, because that's, they're not standing outside. Right about now, it's about 10:30. So, okay, as usual, I'm waiting. Something made me just look in the backseat. I turn, and I look on the floor, and, that is absolutely vomit on the floor. It all makes sense. That must be why she rolled the window down. I didn't hear it roll down because the music was up. I didn't hear her throwing up either. Maybe because the music was up. Great. I've got vomit on my floor. By the way, I'm in a 2010 silver Toyota Avalon. It doesn't factor too heavily into the story, but I'm always in an Avalon. Okay, so I've got people coming to my car because I just accepted a request. I parked because I'm waiting for this next set of passengers to come get in the car. Right when I make eye contact with this vomit, two guys walk up to the car. Oh, great. So I roll the window down and say, hey, guys, sorry. You're going to have to cancel the trip. Somebody just threw up in my car and I just now realized it. I got to go home. Just great. So they cancel the trip and I start the drive home. Now, I live in Humble. And if you're from Houston, that's not a very short distance to drive from Montrose to Humble. And it's still cool outside. I mean, cold and cool are comparative terms, but for Houston, it's cold outside. So I'm driving home and I'm on the freeway and I've got two options. Option one is keep the windows rolled up so I can stay warm while I smell this foul blue cheese smell, or roll the windows down so I can breathe some fresh air and just get assaulted by the cold air. Pick your poison. Which one do you want? Oh, my night has been ruined. And I don't even remember how much money I had made, but it was still early. I'm $20, $30, something like that. It completely ruined my night. So I go home, defeated. I know of a car wash that's in the Humble area. I know of a couple of car washes in the Humble area. So I go to one of them, and they say they don't even touch vomit. Great. I go to the other one, because that was like a mainstream, like a chain sort of thing. I go to another one that's like a mom and pop establishment. And they say, yeah, we can do it, but we can't do that for any less than $150. The bigwigs at the rideshare company only sent me $150. I'm not about to turn over my entire $150 to get this clean yet, because I filed the report and got the money. Yay, hooray, hooray. So I Google how to clean up vomit, and I go get the materials myself. I go to Walmart and get baking soda and I think vinegar and some stuff like that or whatever, so I can get it all up. So the good news out of all of that is I learned how to clean vomit out of my vehicle. I don't want to do that again. I would very much prefer not to. So let's see what happens next. Like I said, I clean it up and I spray it up all good and everything, and I make sure the car's smelling fresh. But what ends up happening in the future now? So this 2010 Toyota Avalon that I had the regular the standard floor mats that came with that. Were leather rubber, excuse me, they were rubber. But a lot of it got on the actual floor. What I did, I got it afterwards, late 2018, I got a 2015 Toyota Avalon. Now that came with like carpeted type floor mats. But New Year's, maybe 2018 going to 2019, I think, I went and bought the large rubber mats. And that way, if anybody throws up, it'd be a lot easier to just kind of rinse it off. And yeah, so that's not an issue anymore. But because of that happening, because keep in mind, I already had motion sickness bags in the car, in the back pouch of the seats, and the lady did not utilize them. So what became my routine afterwards, I'd pull up, put it in park, turn the dome light on, turn on the hazards. When the person would come to the car, Jane Doe? Yeah, Jane Doe. Okay, cool. They get in. You going to 123 Main? Yeah, I'm going to 123. Okay, excellent. How does the temperature feel? Oh, it could be a little cooler. Okay, I got that. I'll turn it down some. By the way, just in case you need it, I'll reach in the back seat. Here's some motion sickness bags. Here's some barf bags, just in case you need it. Not saying you do, not saying you don't, but I got these. And that has made a world of a difference. And then, of course, after that, before COVID, here, you're the DJ. So because of that one change, that has changed. There's been a drastic change in motion sickness in the back of my car since that. Have there been other incidents? Yes. Have any of them been as bad as the first one? No. I would say that most of the subsequent incidents have resulted in the person spewing everything in the bag, which is a lot easier to deal with, although the smell is still disturbing. But yeah, that's pretty much the story of the first time somebody let it go in the backseat of my vehicle while I was doing my rideshare driving. And I know somebody out there has a story like that too. So please, if you have either thrown up in a rideshare vehicle or been a rideshare driver and somebody's thrown up in your vehicle, or if you were riding, if you were you were one of the passengers and somebody else threw up. Because I know there are also stories of people who ordered the ride and somebody else with them threw up and they were mad because of having to pay that extra money. So if you can relate to any of this, feel free to comment. You can comment on Facebook, Break Bread Bro, on Twitter, @BreakBreadBro, TikTok, Break Bread Bro. You can send me an email, breakbreadbrother@gmail.com. You can send me an audio clip on Anchor. Comment in the link, all that cute stuff. I want to hear it. I really want to hear it because I know it ain't just me. So that's today's experience. I'm glad you guys entertained me. So as usual, be safe. I mean, I'd say break bread, but I don't want you to throw it up. Keep it down. Y'all take it easy. Break bread.